Aaliyah's search for the roboticist Janiki Renba has ended at the wreckage of his ship. Renba was looking for the Vault, an ancient observatory he believed to hold the only hope of preventing a darkness from overtaking the Nebula. Using a similar device to one the roboticist uncovered, Six has triangulated a possible location for the Vault, but it lies impossibly far beyond the borders of the Nebula. Renba's search began with a telescope-like device recovered from a buried ship. Aaliyah has found something similar at an old recording station. I forgot my controller. Panic. There we go. So not the most up-to-date summary of what's been going on. So we're on a market planet, and we're wondering who is here. We can climb up. There is a ladder going up there, which is interesting, but it was behind stuff, so I don't think we're going to be able to use that. And it does not look like there's anything there anyway. Is that like a lighting thing? That speck seemed significant. What? Oh, there's a chair. I couldn't see it at all, so I'm like, why can't I walk? What's going on here? Yeah, like always, Six wants to leave, which only encourages us to push even more. Oop. What have we got? This is a shard of hardboard from a hole. I think it dates from ancient times. It's incredible and ancient. It's been carved with characters, mistress. This is unusual. I don't think I pressed anything to inspect it. I think they recognized that I couldn't actually find it myself. I was thinking that when I was in the other corner, on the other side of the room. I'm like, I can't look down or see anything, and it's all just dark and brown. So I was worried that if there was anything there, I was missing it. So I figured, oh, they surely just wouldn't put anything up here because it's just so inaccessible. But it looks like they did, but they made you automatically interact with it just by coming up here, in this case, on this side. The commas always throw me off. I'm like, what could I possibly fit in here? What am I missing? And then I realize, oh, there's a comma. And we're not using the commas now. Is usually safe. So which one are we not using? Not using God. Must be some larger character. Yep, longer phrase. We're sure about stars now. Something in stars is something. Okay. Well, this has to be blessing, right? Because it's just like, it's like the terms goddess, and it's almost exactly like the term bless, which is a little emphasis, so it's blessing. Circle in the stars is blessing, drown in the stars, accept in the stars. Circle. It could be drown in the stars, because the sky is full of rivers. And it looks like like a lot of the terms for fear, death, and water probably is drown, even though it's a bit morbid. Drown in stars is blessing? Was there a deity for sailing, I wonder? I know there was a sky god after all. Yeah, I think you just recently looked at a god inscription and said that that was a god of sailing. This comes from the same source as necklace. One we discovered on the hideout moon. Having another artifact should help us pin down its location. This should help us locate the site. You know, I'm pretty sure that happened, but it might not be a finalized meeting, so she's not completely committed to it. He wants to hop us when we get outside, but I want to find the person. Let's get off this moon. Too many ghosts down here. What was that? That was no ghost. I heard footsteps, mistress. Were they heading behind the statue? That thing didn't move on its own. No. Evidently, it is made of wood, mistress. Good faith to you. We mean you no harm. There's someone here. You won't eat me, ghost. What? By the goddess and her imposters. There is someone here. I knew it. A boy, mistress. How long has he been here? Well, I thought it was weird that she was saying, like, we're gonna leave. Let's get off this moon. I'm like, why are you being so decisive? I thought the choice was always mine. I'm like, this is a scripted event, isn't it? She's gonna get a reason to stay. Stay back, ghost. I'm the Dread River pirate Amir. So hand over your robot, or y'all run you through. Aren't you too young to be a pirate? Well, you're too tall to be a ghost. But we'll see if you won't bleed all the same. Take this. You little rodent. An excellent thwacking boy. Very well then. If a fight's what you want. Oh, really, mistress? I knew it. I could tell you were a bloodthirsty ghost. Maybe. But ghost or not, you won't hit me like that. She's holding it so wrong, it's weird. Faint, right? You're too slow, ghost. Take that. Ow. Most pirates know how to wash behind their ears. Alright, ghost. I give in. Please, please don't hurt me. I'm not going to hurt you. See? Now, what's your name? Amir. I told you. You're not a very smart ghost, are you? What's yours? I'm Aaliyah. Are you from Elbereth? I am. I was on Elbereth. There was a story, you see. A story about a cursed word. I'm sure you know lots of words you shouldn't. A bad word. They said to speak it aloud was death, so I spoke it. But what was the word? Oh no, no. Not again. I died once already. The word is evil. I spoke it by the cat kiss gate on Elbereth. The gate sent you here? How is that possible? It just took me, and I found myself here, alone. How long have you been here? Years and years. I lost count. I was a baby when I came here. I haven't seen another person for so long. I hope you're real. You poor thing. I hate it here. The ghosts are all so angry. How did you learn the word? Lots of people say they know it. I saw it written. Where are we? You can't stay here. The building's collapsing. It'll slide away into the rivers below. You know a man called Toppy? From Elbereth? No. Definitely not. The way you said that makes me think you do know him. I don't. Absolutely, definitely no. At the end of the conversation? Yep. Well, we have a child now. That resolves the question of how we're going to find them. May I activate the hopper now, mistress? Do it. Stand still, mistress. And so we left the surface of the doomed market moon where Amir had been stranded. Yeah, it's not good. Should probably get him home. Or just anywhere that can even sort of work for a person. It's a bad time. A dog losing his mind in the background. Well, this is my ship. So where would you like me to take you? Elbereth, I suppose. It's home. There are people waiting for you there? No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. You must have parents. Lots of them. Oh. None in particular. What's all that, anyway? Out there? You've never been on a boat before? No. I don't think so, anyway. I think I should get a boat of my own. A pirate should have a boat. Amir, how are you feeling? The same. I don't feel different. But if I have lost my soul, how would I know how I used to feel? No one can take your soul, Amir. It's yours. You're lucky I found you. I suppose so. What do you think? I think I should get a boat of my own. A pirate should have a boat. Now, I can't keep you with me, Amir. I travel a lot. It's not safe. I'm afraid of nothing. Then it's amazing you're still alive. Fear isn't a flaw. Ask 6 here. Why would I go to Mercy? The conversation just didn't go there at all. Elbereth's where he apparently has some kind of connections. Many parents, but none in particular, tells me that he was just kind of like a street kid, having connections to a lot of people in the city, but not necessarily a place to stay specifically. But Mercy is just a place he's never been to before. You can't just drop a kid nowhere. That's significantly worse. Granted, Elbereth has slaves, so I don't know. It's not... I very much want to talk more about this choice instead of just being hit with it, but here we are. We'll head back to Elbereth immediately. He's been away too long. Come on. The flight deck is up the ladder. I guess it's where all the controls are. Ooh. That's interesting. The area we were just on was so far away, but there's just one huge linear path that goes really fast that gets you there. So that was a lot of the travel time, was that quick trip. Well, going back to Elbereth will also take us closer to some of the stuff we've been to before, so that's nice. I guess they want me to go to Elbereth manually and not by... There's always Timor's bar. Go there next. Oh, because Timor could help us. I think they want me to fly there manually instead of fast travel because there's probably a conversation that plays. Otherwise, whenever I hear about Elbereth or Iox, I'm like, oh, I can go there instantly. Cool. We're gonna have another crazy highway moment. Here it comes. Lady, can I have a go? At flying? Is it flying or sailing? You don't know how to fly. It's not as simple as it looks. Are you sure? It looks very simple. Like a video game. You just wind that handle whichever way you want to go. Whoa. Bless the rivers. Lady, this is amazing. Can we do another? I want to do another. The speed boosts are satisfying. In part because the controller rumbles too. You have to follow the currents. Judge the different speeds of the flows of the river. And it takes strength. The ropes are pulled tight. You have to fight the winds. I'm strong. Look at my muscles. I could probably lift your robot. For a second there, I thought he was going to say I could lift your boat. Go on then. Show me. You don't mind, do you, Six? No doubt, mistress, it is this kind of caper that caused you to lose the others. Oh no, I missed a turn that had no signs and I couldn't even look at directly. There's no... Oh, there's the arrow. Just stand still, robot, so I can get my arms around you. Oh, to lift the robot. I thought she was giving him permission to sail. You do not appear to be having much success, child. I do not think Aaliyah could lift the robot either. I could lift you. If she could lift him, then we'd probably have fewer obstacles. You're just a funny shape, that's all. So, can I fly? You want to learn how to sail? When did I miss the turn? I don't even know when. Of course I do. Doesn't look difficult. What? Where's the turn? I'm gonna be a pirate, I need to learn. It says to go left. What do you... Are you sure you want to be a pirate? What? There's no turns. I'm frustrated. Wait, am I there? That's easy. It's what I'm good at. Wait, did the reset button not work? I think the reset button bugged out. Eagles pass. I suppose I'd better let you fly. I can learn by watching you. And steal the ship from you later. Help? Set us down, Six. Wait, did I make it? I don't... Whatever. I guess we made it. Traveling is so nonsensical in this game. It's just not very fun to do. I know it's pretty, so it's probably a neat experience for the viewers that aren't having to live the weird controls and camera. But then there's a lot of moments like that where I'm just like, where's the turn I'm missing? Where is it? In that case, I don't even know what happened. I missed the turn multiple times, kept resetting to try to fix it. And then eventually the camera just did a thing where I couldn't tell if it bugged out or if maybe I just reached my destination and it was doing that thing where you awkwardly stare at the landscape until the conversation that you're currently having ends, and then you land. But then why did it keep saying I was missing my turn? I don't know. She says that she left the knife before. She said she left the knife behind because she doesn't want the gate to bar her again. Once again, just kind of strange. I guess there was some kind of obstacle in this game that stopped you from using the gate, but I never experienced it, and so she keeps referring to a solution that we never had to do. I guess because I immediately found the alternate password anyway, which is a little terrifying because now we know there's another password that's in a different planet, which that planet might stop existing soon from what they were talking about, it crumbling, and if that happens, then that other planet might be... that password might just kill people whenever someone uses it. That's the gate. I won't go there. It killed me once already. I won't go near it. Whatever you did last time, just don't do it. No good. It will remember me. It wants to eat me. If anything goes wrong, I'll come for you. Again. No. I won't go back to being dead. I won't. Alright. We'll try something else. This is why we were pre-reminded that the bar exists. Maybe we'll go to Timor's instead. Down this way. He misses having children. You know Timor? Of course I do. It's just actively a hazard how much people don't know about the world around them in this setting. Oh, the gate has a magic password that teleports you to another planet and then you're just doomed forever, potentially. Just stranded. And no one knows about that, and it could just randomly just swallow someone. And then that person's just gone. Let's see what Timor makes of you, Amir. Ah, Aaliyah. And this is... Why now? Amir, isn't it? It's been what? Nearly a year? I don't know, Kisreth. What's a Kisreth? He is. He's the one. He's the one who sent me to the gate. Oh? Why would you want to come back then? What happened to you, boy? Where did you go? You wanted me to slip aboard a ship bound for Iox. Was it hers? But there was a robot. It carried me off again. It took me to the Cat Kiss gate, and then... it said something to the gate. I don't remember what happened after that. But I died. Alright. You can tell me later. Timor, are you smuggling children onto Iox? No. He was supposed to come back. But peace now. It doesn't matter anymore. I won't send you again. There's a bucket in the other room. There might be some clothes. Go and tidy yourself up. Yes, Kisreth. Good faith to you, lady. I'll miss you, Amir. Maybe I'll steal aboard your ship next time. But you, Timor, are going to explain a few things. I want to know why Amir was boarding ships. You really don't know, Aaliyah. It wasn't obvious to you as a child working here. It isn't apparent now. How many children work for you? As many as need to. They do little jobs for me. No one notices children on Elbereth. People ignore them like they were dogs. I look after them. Master of Whispers. When I worked for you, it was only me. Only you, working here. I never sent you onto a ship. You were too honest, too stubborn, even then. Aaliyah, a lot of people have worked for me. They grow up, some go rotten, others go their own way. But you slipped away when I had a place for you here. You're like a father to me. But I left home. The ladies in gray know you, Aaliyah. They wouldn't let you inherit what I have. Orphans can't be adopted, that's the law. But someone has to look after all this when I'm gone. Someone who deserves it. Someone I can trust. Brains and a heart. I wanted it to be you. I thought you thought I was a cleaner. Not for a single second. Albereth relies on me, Aaliyah. They called me Kisreth, King of Thieves. Did you know that? That's not the right name. I should be Yah Ikentya, he who protects. You didn't protect Amir. And he's not the only one I've lost, Aaliyah. Though he's the only one to come back. But that doesn't change anything. There isn't enough food here, Aaliyah. There never has been. That's a simple fact. Without me, without my children, hungry people would have set the slums on fire and tried to eat the ashes. And how lucky that you get to profit from it. Would this place be better without a leader? Perhaps the leader should change every week. Only you could even think that, Aaliyah. But that's why you should be running all this. No one else could grow up here and not realize what this place was. But you? You always see hope, even when there is none. I'll come back to Elbereth one day. Not yet, but one day. Will you? We won't simply wait. The boy will be safe with me. I promise you that. Don't be a stranger. Come on, 6. What? Stark music change? Time to go, mistress? Let's get out of here. This way, mistress. There we go, we got some more background about what's going on here. It's impressive that she managed to be immersed in that and not understand it, apparently. Aboard the Nightingale, we returned to the ship and sprang up into the water. From the roof of the cratered moon. Still don't really understand what this thing is. Some kind of contraption for robots. Definitely the same crystal as inside the hatch in the metal crater. It must have been useful somehow for making up the upriver. The rivers are so convenient, it's worth questioning if they were created and managed. The tile from outside the domed market moon, where Amir had been stranded. I know it's broken, but it's still beautiful. You can see the brush marks from where it was painted. Hard to believe, but every tile in that building was painted, identically, by hand. Human capacity for inflicting tedium is incomprehensible, mistress. Or something like that. Snuck up on me a little bit. Mistress. Time to move on. I will ready the chalks, mistress. The question is, what was the word? What is my Iox objective? Miari stopped talking about the crown. Did she steal it? There was the thing we were supposed to bring to Huang, so I think that's what we'll do now. It's weird that if you click on something, it says press A again to sail. But if you press B to leave the menu, it also sails. You always sail. I think once you enter that menu, you can't leave. So I did have the moment of thinking, wait, I can fast travel. Oh well. Huang. I don't know why, but Huang always feels like a mispronunciation. Mistress. I must inform you I overheard all that Master Timor told you during our recent discussion. I think he forgot you were there. That is regrettable for him. This is why he doesn't trust robots. I have no choice to inform my primary users. Users? Indeed, mistress. Pass control to 6. I pressed it and nothing happened. Oh. You can sail for a while, 6. Thank you, mistress. Ah. I guess because we have an old destination and we're running out of conversation in some of these cases. There's now like a just wrap it up button. That probably only applies when I'm going back to these places, not when I'm exploring. Miari's brooch. The stone inside it is the same as Renba's crystal? Undoubtedly. It seems quite apparent they come from the same source. Aaliyah. Oh, Huang. Have you ever heard the word Sleeset before? Sleeset? No, I don't think so. But Aaliyah, what's wrong with your robot? That's what it does. I have no idea. It must be getting old. Mistress, my head. I brought you a book from a site I found. It's an original copy of the Chronicle of Mazwai. Aaliyah. It's beautiful. Aaliyah, it's annotated. This is incredible. I'll have to. You like it? I love it. I'll leave you to it, shall I? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Aaliyah. Well, off we go. It's interesting that, I don't know, I seem to have the opportunity to use Sleeset intentionally. When I wanted to jump in that hole. But I don't think she's ever explicitly acknowledged that what it does. I'm still trying to clock whether or not she understands entirely what it does, but the fact that she could do it on purpose that one time potentially means that she does. But, we keep having conversations about it where everyone's like, oh, weird, what's wrong with your robot? Yeah, I don't know. And then we just move on. There's no open acknowledgement of the fact that we found an off switch. Not so much an off switch, but a robot mute button, a snooze. Alright. So we very nearly have this place. The Steel Empire site. It looks like a bit of a trip. It's the most narrowed down location, so we can probably parse it if we are very careful. Oh, yay. I guess our constant small talk has dried up. We have reached uncharted waters, mistress. So we just... Oh. We went from like here to here. What the fuck? What was the point of that?
The rivers of the Nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the Nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
Interesting. Interesting to be almost like introducing Iox 20 hours into the game or something like that. I wonder if, that was weird. How did they ship their sculptures from here? Drag them through the rivers? You need a strong ship for that. Perhaps they use dialite crystals. Make the sculptures lighter and easier to lift. A wonderful theory, mistress. I've been trying to guess at it, like maybe the conversations happen because of what destination you've picked. Either of the branches lead to our destination, mistress. It's like you pick which narrative you're gonna follow. You pick a destination and then travel to it. So they probably do like the conversation that leads to that mission, like in a GTA game. You said 4 was unlucky. How exactly? It was short and rather sharp. If recollecting the event causes you distress, I will forego knowing. Oh, I don't mind it. But you might. I wonder if... I don't understand why it had fast travel for only a second. It's so weird. Rune from the Steel Empire. Should only take a few minutes. Maybe we'll find what we need to get closer. Found a chipped sculpture of the serpent from the domed market moon. I wonder how long it's been out there. The carving is pretty poor. It must have been made very quickly. The base would seem to be inscribed, mistress. Here we go. This is the end of a longer line of text. So I figured that the fast travel triggering might have been caused by them just running out of conversations, but that's immediately contradicted by the fact that there was a conversation triggered about this exact mission. So then I thought maybe it was like, there's a stretch of land that you just traveled too much, or something. I don't know. At first I thought that maybe it was like, we're out of conversation, so I'm gonna fast travel you to like the edge of the unexplored area, and then it'll be like, this is uncharted waters, mistress. But then, while he did say that, he teleported us to the only a block away. Like, we barely had moved. Maybe I genuinely had never taken that exact path before, I guess. But I had taken the path before that before, so it thought that it was fast travel time. I don't know. Having fast travel activate for the second time ever and have it only be like me moving a couple feet is just an incredibly confusing experience, where I just am not sure what it was aiming for. We got Serpent down. A little walkie, little pair of legs might be creature. It's like ground creature. Surprised Serpent doesn't have the river icon in it, because it flows. Serpent moves slaves, learn from one for next. Me. This is the numbering system, right? So I think this is the one. Serpent moves from one to the next. It's kind of iffy. I'll do for now. I think this comes from the exact place we're after. We must be near. Frequency, which they say like the 3 separate lines that indicate that you're gonna make more progress now. This should make our site easier to find. I've updated my journal. So, mistress, what did happen to 4? Four fell into a canyon. That seems careless. It was necessary at the time. My findings suggest the Steel Empire site is close at hand. Yeah, she's been forcefully losing the past robots. It would seem we've not been down either of these paths before, mistress. Oh, I guess we're done with the 4 conversation. I thought he'd have a reaction to me admitting that I destroyed them. Steel Empire. Dented brass lantern. The glass is the sort they blow on Elbereth. No inscription. I'd say this was made on the site worth looking. Yep, we're on the right track. Should make the site easier to find. Like this much easier. It's probably there. So everything else is outside of the other explorable sites are outside of the zone now. Whoa. Hope this is going the right direction. The deceleration is so quick. The Sculptor's Canyon. It's interesting that they often have rocks sticking up into the stream that you have to dodge around, but then there's ones placed across the stream that you just fly right through. They don't have a hitbox. As far as I can tell, they're just mistakes. Like the river goes through rocks sometimes, and it's like, whoopsie, that wasn't what we're going for. It's been happening more and more, I feel like. Like at some point this was just a lot of topography to put together. And they put the streams a little too close to the rivers. The streams a little too close to the rocks. I don't think the ship could move through flows this week. But it seems like whoever built the Nightingale knew what they were doing. I mean, I figure if you got a sail like this, you're gonna catch whatever movement there is. Not like you're gonna go backwards. Just might be incredibly, agonizingly slow. Who did build the ship, mistress? I have no idea who built her. I suppose she must have been Elberethian. The ship could be ancient for all we know. Also, we've seen the ship on land, so those wings are massive. The waters to the right will bring us to the ruin. No. Like, this ship is very big, so these sails are absolutely massive. Huang told me of something in the Chronicles of Mazwai. It was an old poem, sailing the fiery path. I wonder if this is what it meant. This spray in the water. It's certainly not fiery, mistress. I think we found it. There's space enough to land. I think fieriness can be a trick. Lighting a sunset. I don't know if there's sunsets in space. You need the atmosphere to make that orange, I think, happen. I don't know. But I think about this one time where I was just kind of tired and I was a kid and I was staring out the back window of our car. We were driving in the snow. I just stared for like several minutes before I finally registered that what I was looking at wasn't sparks that were flying out of the car, but just the snow in the sky being lit by the tail light being orange. It was a very surreal visual. So who knows what kind of sea spray might have been recolored and whatnot.